This podcast was made with a virtual voice. Today, let's board my imaginary boat heading to the quays of the Seine, and more particularly to the Gaston Boulet dock, to discover this memorial stele which stands before us. Here we are, a few steps from the William the Conqueror Bridge, and in front of us is a commemorative stele, but why and in whose honor? This stele was inaugurated on May 10, 2022, by the city of Rouen, in a commemoration of the victims of slavery and the slave trade. Even if Rouen was never a slave port, the city mainly played a financial role in the slave trade. If you look closely at this stele, you can notice that it consists of two elements, a tree and a text. The heart of the tree represents the African continent, and the branches represent the different colonies where slaves were sent. The symbolism of the tree also refers to the uprooting suffered by slaves, uprooted from their lands of origin. The text uses the words used in a royal decree dating from the year 1716, which authorized Rouen and other cities to practice the slave trade on the Atlantic coast. Here is what we can read on the stele. We have allowed and allow all the merchants of our kingdom to freely trade in Negroes in the future, on the condition that they will only be able to arm or equip their vessels in the ports of Rouen, La Rochelle, Bordeaux, and Nantes. These lines, written in the name of the king in 1716, recall the role played by Rouen in financing triangular trade before the Revolution. The city of Rouen today honors the memory of the millions of people reduced to slavery, victims of this crime against humanity. There you go, now you know more about the meaning of this stele. Hey, did you know that you were only a few steps away from another story in Rouen? Indeed, a few meters from you, there is a plaque in tribute to Robert Fulton. The rest of this story in my #1 podcast.